G'day ice cream lovers, my name's Christensen. Welcome to this episode of the podcast, one in a series of 4, where we're going to talk about the golden rules for putting your machines together. Mostly applicable to batch freezers, but look, it can apply to also frozen custom machines and soft serve machines. So regardless of whether you have any different type of machine, this is going to be of value to you. I do want to thank our episode sponsor this episode, which is Lloyd's of Pennsylvania. Based on the East Coast, ships anywhere in the country, some of the finest frozen custard mix, premium ice cream mix, soft serve mix. In fact, any of your dairy mix needs, give Andy Jones a call. Super nice guy. Barry, his dad, quite the character. You'll see them at some Nitro events. Barry's the one wearing the pink suit. Anyway, great guys. LloydsofPA.com. That's LLOYDS. LloydsofPA.com. We thank you for your episode sponsorship. Now, when you're putting together an ice cream machine, there are a couple of, well, I say 4 golden rules. And we've just received this Catabriga Star Gel 4 at the Scoop School facility here, and it's a good opportunity for us to be able to show some of the things that you should be aware of when putting your ice cream machine together, regardless of whether you've got a soft serve machine, a custom machine, or a batch freezer like this. Now, the first golden rule is that every single type of machine will have some form of dasher. This is the dasher on, as I said, this Catabriga unit, just a small countertop batch freezer. But every one of your ice cream machines, again, regardless of whether it's a batch freezer, a custom machine, or a soft serve machine, will have one of these rear gaskets or rear seals. And this is probably one of the most important pieces of this machine, because if you do not have a rear seal on the back of your drive shaft, your dasher, your beater shaft, your auger, regardless of what your manufacturer wants to call it, if this isn't in place, then when you pour your liquid mix into the machine, you don't have a stopgap or a seal that stops that liquid mix coming out of the back of the drive shaft, or where the drive shaft goes through the freezing cylinder, and it will drip inside your machine. Now, most machines have some sort of tray or catchment to catch that leaking mix, but if you're not checking it, you could overflow it, and a lot of that dairy mix could end up in your machine, which you do not want. So it seems like a very simple thing, but when you get your dasher, your auger, your beater, make sure, number one, that this rear seal or gasket is on there. Before you put it on, though, it's important to give it a bit of a visual inspection. Make sure it's not torn, make sure it's not worn, because any kind of tear, particularly when this is under pressure, when this dasher is in against the back of the barrel or the freezing cylinder, this seal's under a bit of pressure. So if it's torn or it's starting to tear, you may find that in the process of making ice cream, it will fail, and you've got ice cream mixed in the back of your ice cream machine. Again, whether it's a batch freezer, custom machine, or a continuous freezer, or a soft serve machine, it's important to make sure that this is on and that it's blemish free. Now, most manufacturers regard this as a wear part. If you're just buying a new machine, or you have a new machine, you may have received one of these or a couple of these in your spare parts kit. If you don't, and you really should have at least 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 or 5 of these spare, contact your manufacturer, find out who your spare parts provider is. Most of the time that's somewhere local, a local distributor. Other times it might be the manufacturer themselves. Get some spare rear seals or rear gaskets to make sure that that is in place. It is essential for the quality of your ice cream and the longevity of your machine. Very, very important piece of equipment, or a piece of rubber this is. If it's not there, you might be in a world of hurt. That's the first rule of putting your ice cream machine together. Make sure that the rear seal is on, it's intact, no tears, no wear. Next video, we're going to talk specifically about how to put this drive shaft in. So, thank you again for our episode sponsor, Lloyd's of Pennsylvania, and look forward to talking to you in the next video.